let me start this by introducing you, Vladimir and Dejana from Claymorean, Serbia. And let me start this straight. You're about to release a new album.
Yes, our new album was meant to be released yesterday on March 31st. But there were some issues, yeah.
With printing factory.
Yes, with printing factory. So we
wasn't done on time. Our label had some private issues like flooding or something, so Danny from Stormspell couldn't done a booklet on time, so we had to do it ourselves.
well, not ourselves, but our artist who done the artwork done also the booklet. So it's ready for printing, and maybe it's printed. Yes.
For a while.
It's not your first album. It's your fourth album, probably.
Well, we like to say it's our second album as Claymorean.
I would have asked you this.
Our fourth album from the start.
My third in Claymorean.
Why did you change name? How Claymore became Claymorean?
Bulgaria have Claymore.
Yes.
That is more.
Oh yeah.
More famous than us. So we had issues on the internet. You play black metal? What?
Yes. In fact, our name has its origins from 1994 or 1993. I can't remember it well. I was a kid back then. So we had this name, Claymore, but in those days, it was really hard for us to record anything or have some serious gigs. So when the internet started and we got a new band in 2002, 2003, we already saw that many bands are called by this name. Yes, in Germany there is the Claymore, in Bulgaria is Claymore. Yeah, and so after a decade we decided to change the name because we changed also our music direction.
We had a problem with first one, Lamento Victory. People were confusing us with Bulgarian Claymore. So we changed the name with N on the end, Claymorean, changed the style. I was singing with my natural style of singing, not operatic. So it was a good change, I think. I like to say we had 2 albums with Claymorean.
Yes, so that's the story.
You're
Too many bands with the name Claymore.
You're stealing my questions. I was about to ask you why you dropped this opera singing, why you dropped more dark and even doomish style in the beginning. Is there a certain reason that you started to...
I don't actually sing like that naturally. I'm classically trained vocalist, yes, but I can't transfer that in studio. I sound weak, and live I had problem to come out of mix. Music would drown my voice. People would say, do you have even a singer on stage? I can't hear her. And for many years I was in a cover band and I actually sing with my natural voice. So when we changed name, I suggested that we do the style of music that I could come out good as a clean singer. because I seriously think that that is my stronger side than operatic singing.
I see, but that's not the only change I feel that the band had.
Yes, also musically.
Yes, yes.
Also musically.
Voice, we changed the style.
Is there a certain reason why did you do this, or you just felt that is the right way for you?
Well, there is a long history of Claymore and Claymorean behind us. First, we started as a typical heavy metal band influenced by Iron Maiden and Manowar. Then we started listening to that symphonic metal genre, the bands like Rhapsody, Nightwish, Blind Guardian, and we like that. So what you heard on our second album, Lament of Victory, are the songs that have been written 10 years earlier than the release of the album. The album was released in 2013, and the songs are written in 2003. So they basically captured the moment in time when they were written, and we didn't want to change that. We stayed true to the arrangements and compositions as they were back in 2003. So we owe to ourselves to record those compositions. But when we decided to record the new album with totally new songs composed in 2014-15, then we decided, oh yeah, we changed the name, so I guess we should also play the music that we personally love in this moment. And that's the epic power metal, which was from the very beginning our greatest love.
So 2013 album is sort of archive or recorded history.
Just not to be forgotten. Something like that. Yes.
And then you released 3 albums in 5 years.
In 4 years, yeah, 2013, 2017, yes.
17.
3 albums: Lament of Victory, Unbroken, and the new Sounds from a Dying World. I forgot the name of the album.
How were you able to save the energy? More of the most of the bands just lose pace. They just stop. Creating music.
Well,
Unbroken came naturally, I must say, because it was a new wave for us. We had ideas. It was coming very good.
We're also working in 2 more bands. So
Yes.
we're not just creating this Claymorean music. You can also find the 2 albums of
Midnight Rain.
yes, project called Midnight Rain. It's a progressive hard rock project, and 2 albums have been released so far. One is from 2013, I think. The other one is 2004. No, I can't remember. But in 4 years, I alone have recorded 6 albums.
6 albums.
2 with Midnight Rain, 1 with Sorrow's Grave, my black metal project, and 3 with Claymore / Claymorean. So the inspiration is huge. I just hope we don't get out of that juice we have.
With this second album, it was in the beginning, oh my God, what are we going to do with this album? We had like 1 or 2 songs. We started another side project, Blackest Void, that at the end came back to Claymorean. Blackest Void is now on on Sounds from Dying World album song. We were sweating. What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Where do you get your inspiration?
Oh, from music. I kill myself with music daily.
Just listening a lot of music. That's the answer.
80s, not just metal. We have inspiration in so much music, not just metal. We're not just metalheads and sacrificing goats. What do they say about
90% we are metalheads.
And
90%.
sacrificing goats. Do your other bands serve as some kind of inspiration? Does playing other kind of metal or other kind of music serve as inspiration for what you do in Claymorean?
Yes, yes. In fact, these other projects like Sorrow's Grave or Midnight Rain helped me to gaze into this world of different styles. So when, yes, I don't have, I don't know, when you try to create something and you focus your entire energy to do it, then you spread that energy all over it. And in Midnight Train and Sorrow's Grave, I'm doing the completely opposite type of music than in Claymorean. So I don't necessarily lose that creativity with those bands. And making that kind of music that's not meant for Claymorean really helps my hard drive in my brain have some space for that epic power that we create. So it helps me a lot. Imagine if I have two metal bands that are playing power metal. So I could look. I never could understand completely how someone like Arjen Lucassen from Arian can make so many bands, but they all sound similar. They're all brilliant, but they all sound similar. I can't even know when I'm listening to Star One and when I'm listening to Arian, for example. How does he continues to keep that level of creativity for all his projects? So I must do the music that's not similar to each other, that I can keep this going on.
I see, but doesn't it sometimes isn't it too hard for you to work on different projects?
Yes.
Time consuming,
yes, it's
probably.
Hard. Yes, I would like to go on Bahamas or somewhere to just ease my brain from all the music I'm creating. Of course, I'm not the only one who's creating the music. I must say that on this new Claymorean, there has never been a collaboration between the band members. This is the first album that almost all the songs are written by, well, the three main band members, because our fourth band member is in Belgrade and we rarely see him, but he's a guitar virtuoso. Yes, he created the solo guitars for this album, but on the next album, he will also be contributing as an author.
Because he's an AOR freak.
Yes, and on Midnight Train, I do all the music with my producer Boris, and he sometimes writes even more in Midnight Train than I do. And on Sorrow's Grave, I equally share the responsibilities with my good friend Matt from Kansas. He writes all the lyrics, I write the music, and it's always good when you have someone to share these responsibilities with.
If you have to describe the new album in few words, what those few words be?
Describe it with few words.
Oh my God.
Epic.
Okay, first, I'm so proud of this album because I gave it my best. It's something that
Let's face it, this album will not be selling in many copies. I guess 200 people will buy it, which is great. In today's terms, it's a great thing. But we're proud to have recorded this album. And the main things we can say in few words is epic, power, and doom. It has doom metal moments.
yes, folky.
And folk, yeah.
Yeah, we gone folky on this album in a few songs.
One particular song, Old Mountain, is dedicated, you're from Bulgaria,
Yes.
Stara Planina, and it's the mountain that connects Bulgaria and Serbia. So that is one of the oldest mountains on Balkans, and we just wanted to recreate the sound coming from the mythology of our Southern Slavic brothers. So I guess that's something we will keep on doing. Yes, we'll keep on doing that in the future also. We like that folkish style in the music.
I'll definitely be waiting for you to release that, but just before you know what to buy, you need to know what the album is not. I mean, you had 4 albums. You have 4 albums, and people are sort of expecting something from you. They expect you to, I don't know, to play a powerful guitar riff.
Check. We have powerful guitars.
I mean, what did you uncheck from?
We unchecked keyboards,
And
symphonies, orchestrations,
and lots of those
choruses.
vocals, backing vocals. There's no choirs, choruses big as on Unbroken. This is a straight forward,
Naked old metal.
school, heavy power metal.
Back to the roots, then.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do you have something prepared for a next album?
We don't have idea what are we going to do. We would like to see how people react on this album when it comes out. So I hope we go this way, that we started with this album. I think we found our sound. We are proud. We are standing behind this album. And I would like in the future, when people see Claymorean, to know what to expect. We first time we have only one singer, lead singer. We always had male, female front singers. This is the first time that we have me on vocals. So I did my best to be harsh, sweet in at times, high, low, to cover all.
And we must say that on this album we established our sound, not to foreshadow the previous albums, but we kind of, you said it yourself very well, the Lament of Victory was some kind of an archive. Unbroken was an experiment, so to say. This is this is who we are. This album is who we are. So from this point, from now on, you can only expect this kind of music. So loud guitars, fast and slow songs, and ripping, high-pitched, screaming vocals, and lots of melodies.
You're creating a big hype. Would you stand up for the hype? I mean, what if the album? What if people do not like it, for example?
Okay, I know what you were trying to say. We know that, as I said before, this album won't sell, and it's too bad for our label manager, who is also Bulgarian, by the way. But we had a talk a few days ago. He said that he's very proud of the album we recorded, and that he is aware of the state of the music industry nowadays. If you don't have a huge label behind you, who have means and money to support you on some tours and record music videos, then you're doomed. You're practically doomed. So in terms of selling or not selling, that's not a problem for us.
I was not
But
talking.
yes, I know. But in terms of the people who would actually come to hear this new album, what to expect? Well, for once, I know one thing for sure. Those who liked Lamento Victory won't like this one, in a majority. But we had the test listening with some of the fans. I call them listeners, friends, supporters. And 99% who liked Unbroken and Lamento Victory said that this is the best they heard from us so far. So I hope very few would be disappointed. Very few.
Yeah, yes, you responded to my question perfectly. That's what I meant. What if old fans just don't like the new stuff? But yes, thank you for this.
But it's great that we must say we don't have fans. We really don't have
It's
fans.
great that we don't have fans. It sounds.
We have friends. We have supporters. We have the people who we like to talk to. We are fans of music. We're fans of metal, and so are the people who are listening to our music. And we're like a big family. That's our motto. It's not about, hey, well, if you and I or three of us could see each other someday in Sofia or in Belgrade or Lazarevac even, we'll have a drink, talk, have a lunch, like buddies, not like reporter and the band. We're not thinking like that. And I'm 40. I'm not some kid with 20 years of experience and who thinks it's like that. I'm 40. So those are pretty good years.
But don't you both sometimes dream of big stadiums and large crowds?
When I was a kid, I had that dream, and I once played with a different band in front of 20,000 people in Belgrade. It was a great experience, but I don't long for those things. Maybe my wife does.
I don't long for big things. I said, I think yesterday, that I'd like to be able to play in my town, just in my town, but
we don't have a drummer.
We don't have a drummer, and we don't have a metal culture here in Lazarevac.
There is no audience in Lazarevac. very few. I can imagine 50 people tops who are listening to metal.
It's no problem. People would come
because they know us.
Because they know us. We have a lot of male friends, and we are all tight.
they would not come for the music. I see what you're talking about.
Well, when I talked with our label manager, who is from Bulgaria but lives in United States, he frequently.
You can say his name, by the way.
We call him Danny Kane, but his name is Jordan Kanev.
Okay.
He moved to America a long time ago, and he said that the metal culture in Bulgaria is it's okay. It's better than in Serbia. There are a lot of metalheads, old school metalheads in Bulgaria nowadays, and we heard about your local festival in Kavarna. And I don't know if that festival is happening anymore, but
yes, they had some rough 2 years. The last 2 years were harder for them, but it's happening.
It's cool that it's happening, because it would be a shame to miss the opportunity to bring all those bands. Some of our colleagues from Serbia also played in Bulgaria, like Forever Storm, Deadly Mosh, and there's a lot of brotherhood and connectivity between our people. But I must say that I wish that the scene in Serbia can be as good as in Bulgaria, at least, or in Greece. In Greece is a lot of, yes, or Hungary, yes. So the countries that surround us have a better metal culture than we do, sadly.
And despite that, do you plan to go back to the stage at some point?
I'd love to go on stage. I'd like to see our music. We didn't play since Unbroken.
Since 2014.
Yes, last thing we promoted was still music from Lament.
Yes, yes.
So I'd like to hear even some songs from Unbroken and Sounds from a Dying World go live, just to see the reaction of people. I think that's the best way to see if you're doing something good. If people go crazy, mosh pits.
No one will go crazy.
Shut up.
A question that's kind of bizarre. We usually ask the bands that are coming to our studio, what would your biography, the biography of Claymorean, be called when it would be written in 20 years or something?
The sound from a dying band.
Sadly, they didn't have a drummer or something like that. They could be huge or something like that.
I don't know. Joke aside, the band who had high hopes, because you would definitely have to be a masochistic type of person to live in Serbia and to play metal music. It's a sort of masochism down here, because there are no labels except one. I must say that there is one label here in Serbia called Minor Records who really does a good job. Yes, they are huge supporters of metal. We even have 2 Midnight Train and 1 Source Grave album released for that label. But
people that try hard to make festivals with prefix Serbian metal.
Yes,
Underground
yes.
festival.
Many underground
your face.
workers for metal, many studios who record metal music, but lack of audience is the biggest problem. We still don't have that culture that we used to have 15 years ago. Back in time, the concert from a band, Alogia, you heard of Alogia. They are I think, best known metal band in Serbia. 2,000 people would come easily to fill out the hall. Today, 50 to 100 people per band. That's the top. And I mean, not only for Serbian bands. I went to the shows of Stratovarius or Gamma Ray, where there were only 150 people in the audience.
You can go big in Serbia only if you're mainstream.
Yeah, if you're Iron Maiden or Metallica or something.
You easily feel the field, the open area, stadium, no problem. But if you're underground, you'll have problem of feeling
Stratovarius and Gamma Ray aren't underground. That's the problem.
Yes, that's the problem. But in Serbia, they're underground.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
That's not the best way to finish an interview. That's
let's make it something happier and lighter.
No.
Unicorns.
No. I have a question that we usually cap the interview with. We finish with that question. If you were, if we switch the table, if you were the ones who are asking the questions, what would you ask yourselves, and how would you respond to it?
Let me think about it.
I would ask myself one question only. Why don't you practice your guitar playing more? Or even, why don't you practice your guitar ever?
Why don't you move your lazy ass left?
That's the question I would like to ask myself. And the answer is always, I don't have time. I must go do something.
I must watch the shows. There's so much shows going on. I don't want to miss it, etc., etc. Me. Funny thing, I always sing better when I don't practice. I can rip myself apart when I go in studio.
So the question for you would be, why do you practice?
Yes, why do I practice? I don't know.
Yes?
No, I just grabbed the microphone.
Okay.
For no reason.
A few last words.
I don't want her to talk so much.
I'm stupid.
A few words for the audience. A few last words.
Okay.
Look out for a new album from Claymorean, Sounds from a Dying World. Be open-minded. Don't be, oh my God, it's a female singer. Turn it off. Turn it off. I see it all the time. Listen to the album. Give it a chance. It's a good album, not just because it's our album. We love it. We are proud of it. We hope we'll have a chance to go live even once in a year.
And stay metal.
That's always the best way to finish the interview. Stay metal, people.